Hello, good evening. It's Sandy again. I hope that you're looking forward to this remaining part of this vlog. I have decided that I'd like to take it upon myself to bring up the subject of the West End theatres in this country, which is Great Britain, where I am, I don't mind saying. So, again, I have a book with me, so I hope you shall appreciate and learn and find insight in what I have to say. Here's the front part of the book, and it says here, Seen Unseen, London's West End Theatres. And then it's got Susie Barson, Derek Kendall, Peter Longman and Joanna Smith, preface by Fiona Shaw. And then it's got a binoculars there, for hire, insert 50p coin, English heritage. So I'll allow you to see and read for yourself, of course, so that you may have your own taste of the front of this book. This brings me again very much into my past, when I visited the theatre regularly, and certainly before lockdown, and I used to, if I sat in a seat which wasn't very near the front of the stage, I would place some money inside this type of item behind the chairs and hire myself a set of binoculars, and at the bottom it's just got English heritage written there, like I said before. So I'm going to read out the back part of the book because I think it's very relevant. London's West End has a rich and unique collections of theatres, ranging in date from the early 19th century to the end of the 20th. More than 50 are located within an area of 2 square miles. This book celebrates the working buildings at the heart of the British theatrical industry. It explores what constitutes a West End theatre, both culturally and physically, and outlines a brief history of the architecture, while also touching on the role of English heritage and the theatre's trust in theatre conservation. The striking photographs lead the reader on a wide-ranging tour, starting at the entrance and exiting by the stage door, and taking in the front of house areas, the auditoria, and the back stage spaces of some of London's most famous theatres. From the London Palladium to the Savoy Theatre, it offers glimpses of those areas not normally seen by the public, such as rehearsal spaces, dressing rooms, and backstage areas. In doing so, this book enters the private realms of the theatre technicians and actors and brings to light the theatre's hidden world. Wow, gosh. And then I'm just looking at the beginning of the book again. I do tend to like the beginning of books, don't I? Where it says, Seen Unseen, London's West End Theatres. Again, at the bottom it says English heritage. And here's, so that you can see it for yourself. Sorry, I just dropped the book. Very clever, Sandy. Thank you. What a beautiful picture. I mean, it really is so inspirational, in my opinion. And London Theatre, I've been to see more than one show, maybe perhaps 50 shows. And I've seen Little Orphan Annie on about, in the London West End Theatre, perhaps 25 occasions, I would say. I'm absolutely in love with it, as I think I've probably said in a past vlog. I'd like to go near the back of this book now, because it shows in the book, it reads, to be more precise, each theatre that is discussed in this book. And I think and hope that you shall enjoy this repertoire. Adelphi Theatre, Albury Theatre, Aldwych Theatre, Apollo Theatre, Apollo Victoria Theatre, Arts Theatre, Bloomsbury Theatre. Now, just to stop here, I performed at the Bloomsbury Theatre about 35 years ago in the musical Chicago. I had a main dancing part and a chorus, if you like, acting and singing part. And it was as far as one person was concerned, I think a semi-professional performance. Cambridge Theatre, Carlton Theatre, Cochrane Theatre, Comedy Theatre, Criterion Theatre. It does go on, doesn't it? Dominion Theatre, Donmar Warehouse, Drury Lane Theatre Royal, Duchess Theatre, Duke of York's Theatre, Fortune Theatre, Garrick Theatre. I don't know that one, I don't think. Where's that one? Charing Cross Road. Gielgud Theatre. Again, I don't know this one. It is in Shaftesbury Avenue. Haymarket Theatre Royal, Her Majesty's Theatre, London Coliseum, London Palladium, Lyceum Theatre, Lyric Theatre, New Ambassadors Theatre, New London Theatre, Palace Theatre, Peacock Theatre. What a lovely name. Well, I think so anyway, in my opinion. Phoenix Theatre, Piccadilly Theatre. Now, that I think was where Annie played about 2 years ago. Little Orphan Annie. Players Theatre, Playhouse Theatre, Prince Edward Theatre, Prince of Wales Theatre. That's in Coventry Street, the Prince of Wales. I'm loving this. Queen's Theatre, Royal Opera House, St Martin's Theatre, St Martin's Theatre, Savile Theatre, Savoy Theatre, Shaftesbury Theatre, Soho Theatre, Strand Theatre, Vaudeville Theatre, Victoria Palace Theatre. Now that's where Annie definitely played. Oh gosh, about 45 years ago, 40 years ago, something to that effect. Vaudeville Theatre, Victoria Palace Theatre, I'm repeating myself, Westminster Theatre, Whitehall Theatre, Windmill Theatre, and last and by no means least, the Wyndham's Theatre. So many theatres. And it does say in this book that it's not necessarily all the theatres in London, if I'm not mistaken. So I find that extremely interesting. And I'll just show you some of the pictures in the book, just to give you an idea. Here's a lovely picture. Well, each picture is lovely here. And it says, Introduction by Susie Barson. And there's the picture. Superb theatre. Please look at the beautiful architecture and the beautiful curtains, the manner in which the curtains are so ornate and absolutely superb. And if I just look at this, I can inform you, I hope, which theatre this is. No, it doesn't seem to say, which is quite bizarre, in my opinion. No, it doesn't seem to. So here's a nice picture of it says here, front to back, the anatomy of the West End Theatre by Joanna Smith. And then it's got a superb picture of the seating inside one of the West End theatres, probably. Oreo, you okay? West End Theatres covered by the Photographic Survey, the Photographic Survey, Theatre and Former Theatre. And here is a map of the West End Theatres. Here's just to give you a taste of the map, and I'll bring it even closer to the front so that hopefully you'll be able to read some of the names, if not maybe all of the names. Just move a little bit so that you can see more central. And there's a lovely lot of theatres which I think are absolutely amazing. And then there's the brown boxes which shows other theatres, and the black box with this sort of star type shape sign in the middle, former theatres. And just help you by moving it a bit closer to the screen. I'm just trying to give you enough time to read as well as see the map. And last, and by no means least, the bottom part of the map. And as I say, I'm trying to hold the book as still as possible. Just in case I didn't show you this bit, I'll just slowly show you each little part until I get to the bottom. Thank you. Here I'm actually given an explanation. Figure 1, map of the West End showing the theatres covered by Photographic Survey of 2001 to 2. Figure 2, which is the one I'm going to show you in a moment, right, it says, Shaftesbury Avenue, the heart of Theatreland, and there we are. How I just love London. I'm so proud to be British, and I'm so proud to live in a place where my heart lies and my gut belongs to, the West End Theatres. I've not performed on Broadway. I'd love to perform on Broadway. I really love Broadway, and I don't know whether I shall get to that point because my health really isn't the best. However, I'm so proud to be a Londoner. Who wouldn't be proud living in such a beautiful area? Certainly not me. So I'm going to just go ahead a little bit. Here's another, I think it's an auditorium. I'll just check here. Upper Circle. That's at the London Coliseum. That's the middle picture in this, on this page. I'll show you the middle first because that's the main reason I'm showing you this picture. There we are. Isn't that just superb? Can you imagine sitting there and watching a show? I wish to say I can imagine, because I've done it on so many occasions. Isn't that just beautiful? Well, certainly in my opinion, are beautiful. And then I'll show you, out of correctness, the rest of the page. That's how some of the seats go in some theatres. One's finished sitting down and the chair is back to its position when people aren't there. And the bottom, which is what seems to me like a staircase, possibly leading to the stage. I'm just looking here. That's the safety curtain. The safety curtain usually comes down during the interval of a show to keep safe the performers on the stage during this performance whilst the interval's taking place. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like to be inside the dressing room of one of London's West End theatres. Here we go. Brings back happy memory of my past, my performing past. Here's a beautiful area. If you'll excuse me, it says here the costumes for Cats in the New London Theatre. Such costumes have to be maintained and repaired during the production run, but are rarely made on site. From the late 19th century onwards, costume making was increasingly contracted out to specialist suppliers. And then the bottom picture, figure 139, Tony Rayburn, a wig dresser, preparing for the next performance at the Prince Edward Theatre. So that was my mistake, just to show you the two pictures I just read on subject of. I do apologise. I didn't say the correct description of the pictures initially, I don't think. However, I have now corrected myself, I don't mind saying. There we are, there's the Cats costumes. Absolutely superb. And there's a gentleman I just mentioned doing something with a wig. And then here are the dressing rooms. Try and show you correctly. And here is what seems to me to be a bar at a theatre. During the interval, one might have already ordered a drink for the interval, and then one can pick up the drink from the bar area with a little piece of paper, in my memory, with my name on it, and then I already have paid for the drinks, and one just picks up one's drink and consumes it during the beautiful and ornate and famous interval of a West End theatre show. I'm going to show you my favourite picture of the whole book, which is going to be the last picture I'm going to show you, and that's, yes, I've just seen it. That's if I find it, which I'm looking. What's taking place here? Here, this is it. Lovely. Here we are with the mirror panels on stage at the Garrick Theatre, reflecting the auditorium. And there we are. That has so much character, this picture. I could just look at it for hours, in which case I'm going to give you a good look. It just provokes me to think of originality, eccentricity, and authenticity. So atmospheric and so inspirational. Beautiful scenery. There are the levels of the seats. Usually the very top floor of the seats and the middle top part of the theatre, as in 2 floors up from the auditorium. Usually the seats are cheapest up in those areas, or cheaper to buy up in those areas. And I'll specify, it does say in theatres, building maintenance has often suffered at the expense of production costs. After all, money spent on a set of securing a star actor can be seen to have an immediate impact and may generate quick returns by way of increased seat sales. I hope that you've enjoyed this as much as I have. It brings back memories of why I really am in this world and what purpose I have in this world. I'm a born artist. It's part of my makeup, and I just love it to bits. I really do. And God, if there is a God, and I hope there is, really, I'm so thankful to my parents for bringing me into the world, and for me to be exposed to so many theatrical performances, and having been in theatrical performances. I thank you again. I wish you good. Please be kind to one another, and please be loving to each other. We're all here for a purpose. Each person has a purpose, and we each one deserve to be treated in a kind manner. Just think of the theatres. Take care, please, again. Bye-bye.